That's Hemi Hemingway from his new album, Wings of Desire. Hemi's back in New Zealand after a spell living in London. We talked to him on release day and asked him what brought him back.
Basically, my parents were getting older and just had spent 2 years of COVID in London, and it was pretty brutal over there.
Was it?
Yeah, just long lockdowns and lots of cases and lots of deaths and all that kind of stuff. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, it was. And then seeing on social media Kiwis all going to festivals and stuff was a bit.
It's got to be right.
We were like, let's just go back.
Yep. And of
Yeah.
course, there are a pocket of people here who insist that we did it all wrong. They're
Yeah.
still complaining
Oh
about
my
it.
goodness. I'm like, yeah, I just sit there going, just shush.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Yeah. You
And
know.
and so what music wise were you kind of getting up to while you were over there? Was it affecting what we hear on this new record?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think pre-COVID, I was doing mainly sort of like garage rock, kind of punk kind of stuff,
Yep.
post-punk kind of stuff. And then yeah, Hemi Hemingway was sort of an experiment to do kind of the other side of that, the sort of, doo-wop kind of side.
Right.
And then this record has been very much trying to combine the two, and bring in that sort of post-punk gothy kind of energy as well.
Right.
And
Uh,
yeah.
the first thing that I noticed was just the production. It has a
Mhm.
very kind of bold sound to it. What can you tell me about how you achieved that? And
James Goldsmith.
yeah.
James Goldsmith, yeah, 100%. He was the last couple of records I've done were totally self-produced and self-done. And yeah, working with James Goldsmith on this one was really good. We sort of produced it together. A lot of the sounds, I mean, the songs are pretty true to the demos, but
Uh-huh.
he would, he'd send me a new mix for the song, and I'd be like, "Where's all the reverb gone?"
Right.
Because all of my demos were quite washy, I think, and so he carved it all out and really got it to a point that was just, yeah.
Cool.
He really had to put trust in him.
And I'm not a singer myself, but I'm guessing that a lot of vocalists put a lot of reverb on because they're kind of unsure of their own vocal abilities and how they come across, and so they kind of add a little
Mm.
something to make. Is it kind of scary to have somebody come in and take that away from you and say, no, you don't need this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, it wasn't just the vocals, but especially with the vocals, that was scary
Yep.
because, yeah, it does feel, I guess I wanted the vocals to feel close, to the
Yep.
listener, which requires less reverb.
Yes,
And
it
so
does.
I was like, but I want that reverb. I just, it just sounds anyway. Yeah. So we had to find this nice middle ground. And yeah, he definitely made like the drums, for example, just super punchy and yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now the album it's called Wings of Desire. There's a film by
Yeah.
Wim Wenders of the name, which I guess
Yeah.
is, and then the opening track is the title track. So tell me about, is it a concept? What's going on there?
I should have called you baby. I should have given anything to keep you with me. I only wanted honesty, but now I'm breaking from the pain of tainted memories.
I don't know. I think I just got quite obsessed with Wings of Desire, and I
Right.
wrote that song not in any way. I think I just had the title, and I'd seen the film, and I just had it sort of in my mind. But that song is almost the least stylistically relatable song to the movie of
Right.
all on the album. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but I just had that kind of movie and that title in my mind. And the first line I just sort of came out with was "I want to live on the wings of desire," and just rolled with that. And it just, yeah, it all kind of uh, started to reveal itself. But I think that movie was definitely, a big inspiration. Giving up his immortality to
Yep.
pursue love and feel human desire and all that kind of stuff. I think that's really, that I started to notice that as recurring theme throughout the album, talking a lot about desire and about finding it again and about, you know, about just discovering new aspects of myself and uh moving back here was quite tricky and a long-term relationship had just ended for me, and so I was sort of feeling like I'd sort of plummeted a little bit,
Right.
maybe emotionally or mentally, and so writing this album was just a hugely cathartic and kind of healing process, I think.
Good,
So
good, good, good.
yeah, yeah, it was.
Are you something of a cinephile? Are you a fan of a lot of films, or is that just one that caught your eyes?
I can't claim to be a huge cinephile.
Okay.
I like because I don't know where to start. If people
Okay.
recommend me, I'll watch it and I'll watch it and I'll watch it.
Right.
I watched that mainly because I love Roland S. Howard.
Right. Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I even have a tattoo of Roland S. Howard there that my
You
friend designed.
do. That's
Yeah,
very
I
cool.
love Roland S. Howard. Yeah. And so because Crime in the City Solution's playing in it and he's playing there. And so
Yeah.
I kind of watched it for that originally, and then yeah.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Well, I'm going to recommend a film to you. I just saw it, and I'm not a big Elvis Presley fan,
Ah,
but
yes.
there's this new one by Baz Luhrmann coming out of him with all his found footage of him in concert. My God,
Yeah.
it changes everything. I mean,
Wow, cool.
you got to see it. It's out next week,
Yeah,
I think, in the cinemas. But
cool.
he is like the king. He really was.
Yeah, yeah, great.
And
Well, good friend Josh, he's all over the Wings of Desire, that album. He's a
right,
drummer and whatnot.
yep.
He's the biggest Elvis fan I've ever met. And
Well,
so
yeah,
yeah, I
everyone will
love.
be after they see this because I've never seen anybody
Oh,
perform like
great.
that. I mean,
Wow.
I thought he
Okay.
was, this was in the like early 70s. I thought he was kind of slowing down and just kind of walking through his stuff. No
Yeah.
freaking way, man.
Really
And the guy's got so
cool.
much talent, so much charisma, so much
Yeah.
sex appeal, and his voice is incredible. He's always on top
Amazing.
of it. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that.
Yep. So I highly recommend it. I
Cool.
also highly recommend Vera Ellen, and I see you got her on
Ooh,
the record. How'd
I
that happen?
do.
Is all I have anymore when my body is glued to the string. But you got it wrong, 'cause I don't belong, world that resembles a tomb.
Vera and we met actually in Littleton about 3 years ago. We just happened to be in town at the same time. I think Vera was opening for Jasmine Mary,
Right?
and Jasmine and I had gigs in Littleton on night after each other.
Yep.
So I met Vera there, and we became friends, and we hung out a few times in Wellington, and sort of asked each other what were going on and musically. And I mentioned that originally I wanted to do an entire album of duets,
Right.
and yeah, but duets are hard to write.
What makes them difficult? Just finding somebody else's voice, or
Well, yeah, and as well, finding somebody else's voice, finding the right key, and as well, I don't ever want to do that thing where, people might say, "Oh, this is a duet," but really it's, "Oh, you've got somebody along to sing a verse, on
yeah,
a song, or
yeah,
be background vocals to you." Like to
right.
me, that's not a duet. It needs to
Yeah, yeah.
be back and forth, and
Like Sonny and Cher.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Who else would you
Um,
like to duet with other than Vera then? Do you have a want
Georgia
list?
Gets By. No,
Right.
she's on the album as
She's
well.
on the album. You've done that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Mercury Fong, Lucy Bella, who's in the Hemi Hemingway live band now. We're looking towards writing a duet or two together.
Okay.
Um, who else? I'd like to do duets with male artists as well, because I don't, I feel like duets often play into that sort of
I'd like
heteronormative
to hear
kind
you
of.
and Marlon Williams together.
Oh yeah, we'll see. Well, he's about to retire, isn't he? I'll see if I
Well,
can
he's
catch him
taking a
before he.
sabbatical, so
Ah, okay.
he has some
Yeah.
time off. It was a good time to maybe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll reach out to him and see what he thinks.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
All right. And now the song with Vera Ellen is "Oh My Albertine." So
Mm.
it's kind of inspired by a novel. What
Mm.
happened? Which tell us about that.
The novel, I just walked into a bookstore one day and this novel called what's Astragal
Yep,
by Albertine Sarrazin just caught my eye. It's a small, almost novelette kind of looking thing, and
yep. Something easily
just
digestible.
yeah. It just it was like a white cover with just like a sort of blue, purpley blue kind of picture of somebody on the front. And what caught my eye was that there was a sort of a forward by Patti Smith.
Oh,
And
that's
so I
always
was
a
like,
good move.
oh, yeah. And so I picked it up and I bought it and I read it. And yeah, it was, and I would just recently come out of this long-term relationship, and it sort of described a woman who escaped from prison to,
Right.
to join her boyfriend. And,
Uh,
you know, and this isn't too much of a spoiler because it happens immediately, but like she breaks her leg. She jumps over this big wall and breaks her leg. So then she's
right.
housebound, and, she's just like, feeling really isolated because she's having to hide, but she's also just longing for this future. She's just envisioning this future of, of wonder and beauty and all everything she can imagine. And I related to that in that moment of just being uncertain of how I was doing because I was feeling quite low and
Gotcha.
having a hard, yeah,
Yeah.
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 And then envisioning wondering what the future could be and kind of
And
reaching out for that.
well, now that concerns me because the last track on the album that follows it is called "No Future, No Future, No Future."
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
worried, man.
That's what I discovered. No future. No.
We've got no future in this hotel. Oh, built on ruins of old sound. Oh, sometimes feel like we're living. But listen, baby, we'll burn it
Is it a Sex Pistols reference or just a follow on from the previous song?
It kind of was a Sex Pistols reference, not musical reference or anything like that. But I remember there was this artist based in Brighton who just used to do t-shirts.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and she had one that was just this really nicely painted and just said "No Future" 3 times on it, and and it looked really cool. And I just thought "No Future, No Future, No Future" was quite a cool looking, quite a cool thing. So it does definitely um, reference that Sex Pistols element, but not in like a
Yep.
musical kind of way.
And the other one I wanted to kind of touch on was Long Distance Lover because it's kind of different sounding than the rest. It's got a very funky bass line, a sax solo.
Yeah.
What's going on there? How did that come to be?
But I've gotta find ways to your body, and you gotta find ways to mine. So let me explain what I'm saying to you, babe. The next time we link online, I'll be putting a pillow under your body. I'll be putting a pillow under your head. I'll be putting a pillow down to your feet, baby. Then we're gonna make amends.
That was the last one I wrote for the album. That was we went into the studio to record for the 4 remaining. So we'd done 6 originally, and then we had 4 more to do.
Right.
And we went into the studio to do those, and I had a completely different one to do instead, and then decided that it didn't quite fit, and wrote Long Distance Lover about a day before. So we went in to record it, and excuse me, I didn't even have like finished lyrics or anything like that. That was very much inspired by Donny Benet. I don't know if you know Donny Benet.
I know the name, but that's about
Yeah.
it.
Excuse me, Marty.
Sure.
He's a Australian sort of, artist, and he sort of does that sort of 80s singer kind of thing. And he, to look at him, you wouldn't think that he would make such raunchy music, but he does.
Right.
And and I just found it quite funny and silly. And I don't know. And to me, as I said, like the concept of desire started to reveal itself on this album, and feeling detached from it, and then connecting with it again, all that kind of stuff. And that song, I guess, is kind of about that in a way. It was sort of a playful, and it was a bit of a play on the double meaning of distance, So like it was obviously about like living far away from each other, but it was also about like experiencing that sort of emotional distance in a relationship at times, and just sort of letting somebody know that you're still feeling connected to them even when things aren't feeling super good.
Right.
That makes sense.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So today is release day. What else you got planned other than talking to knuckleheads like me?
Today is release day. Not much really. Just going into BFM this afternoon for a live tour,
Oh,
which will be
nice.
nice.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh, and then going to see Hate Rock later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got some shows coming up yourself, right?
Yes, next Friday in a week, playing at Neck of the Woods.
And what's the configuration? What are we going to see? What are we going to hear?
Going to see the live band,
Yeah.
full band.
Yeah.
There'll be five core members, and then we'll be joined by Auckland-based sax player for a few of the songs, and you'll hear the whole album in its
Oh.
entirety. Yeah, maybe a different song order, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll play every song from the album, and yeah, should be really cool. And we're joined by Big Sur,
Okay.
and Roy Irwin is also playing a solo set as well, which will be
Sounds like
it's going to be an
fun.
awesome night. Yeah, it's going to be a great night. Let me know if you'd like to come along, and
I will. I probably
yeah.
will. I think I've got it on my calendar ticked off on some spreadsheet somewhere. So
Great. Awesome.
That's how we live these days,
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of living, are you planning on staying around in New Zealand for a while, or are you going to head back overseas? Have you thought that far ahead?
I feel like I'm always thinking about that. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm not totally sure right now. At the moment, the first half of this year is quite busy.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to South by Southwest in 2 weeks to perform
Nice.
over
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
That'll be
and
fun.
then yeah, absolutely. And then going to performing at the Great Escape in Brighton in May, and doing a few shows over those ways for a couple of months, and then we'll
In
come
Brighton.
back. Yeah, in Brighton, and then also
Well, that's where Nick Cave lives. You can show him your tattoo.
I will. Yeah. You know what? My other band, we opened for the Saints recently that Mick Harvey was playing in.
Oh, yeah.
And so I got to meet Mick
You
in
would
the
love it.
green room. I didn't show him. I
Oh,
chickened
man, 'cause-
out. I chickened out.
Mick is like the most accessible guy. He's really approachable
Yeah.
and not easy to talk to.
Yeah.
So, which I don't think Nick Cave is.
Yeah. Well, he and I, we just got chatting just about, because Meow Nui, I don't know if you've been to Meow Nui, but in the green room, there's all these like maybe 15 guitars lining the
Right.
wall that are all really strange guitars. One of them has like a built-in speaker, and
Right.
it's really strange. And there's this like mixing desk in there that's Jansen, which is, I don't know if you know Jansen, but this
Sure.
old,
Yep.
old New Zealand amp brand. And I sort of said to him, have you come across Jansen before? And he was like, no. And I was like, oh man, you got to get yourself a Jansen.
Yep.
It'll change your life.
All right.
Yeah. So he was lovely. Yeah.
Excellent.
Mick was cool.
All right. Well, it sounds like things are looking up. There is a future.
I think so. There is a future. Exactly. Yes.
Very
I
good.
think that song was sort of intended to be like maybe like this future, because it's in relation to like the current government and all that kind of stuff, and so it's maybe saying like your future is, there's no future for from my perspective, it was sort of about being Māori and Māori rights and all that. So it was kind of saying like there's no future for Māori in your future, if that makes sense, and their desired
Yes.
future.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there could be other futures.
Exactly. Yes, that's what we're hoping for.
Yes, indeed. I think we're on the same wavelength there. Excellent.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram and wherever you find your podcasts. There's a whole lot more to discover.